Gurudeve Namaha, Adgure Namaha, Jagadgure Namaha, Satgure Namaha, Sri Gurudeve Namaha. Okay, it's not going to be a long talk. I've shared with you a poem, Now is the Time. Some of you know the poem. And so now is the time. It's not 2013, it's not 1993, it's now, it's 2020. Right? And so we all know we have an Aquarian Sadhana. Yogi Bhajan gave it to us in 1993, and it said it will guide us into the Aquarian age, and it'll be good for 20 years. Yogiji passed in 2004, and it's now 2020. So we're 7 years into the Aquarian age, and no new direction has been given to us, let's say from New Mexico, where Yogi Bhajan was. And that shouldn't surprise us. There's an administrative system in New Mexico which administrates. The Kundalini Research Institute does a fine job in accumulating and accrediting and verifying the teachings of Yogi Bhajan and of disseminating them. Also, there's teacher training that goes on. It's a good administration that makes sure that the teachings go out in a good way. There's even a police version. If a teacher goes AWOL, goes weird, abuses students, there's a system for that, which is all commendable and it's great. But there's no system set up there for it's 2014 and the Aquarian Sadhana has elapsed, and what do we do now? That system is not set up. The system is set up just to keep the teachings communicated in a middling kind of a way. So it doesn't sink below a certain level. Now I know quite a few folks who are passing on the Kundalini Yoga teachings. There is mediocrity there, often. That's just the nature of any organization. If they think nobody's watching, they don't do their sadhana. They like to do other stuff. They stay up and they do this and that and the other thing. And that's human nature, right? But that doesn't make for great yogis. It doesn't. It makes, you can survive in the Kundalini Research Institute culture and make money in it. You can be a teacher trainer and you can get away with it. You have a nice car, have a nice house, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't make you a saint. It doesn't make you a visionary. It doesn't make you 10 times greater than Yogi Bhajan. It shouldn't, and it doesn't. And I make no claim to be anybody special. I just have an eye that I can see that it's past 2013. That's all I know. I've got to watch this. Hey, it's not 2013 anymore. And I have a critical mind and says, what are we going to do? Now, New Mexico, we have a certain sentimental attachment to it. Yogi Bhajan, we started our summer solstice there. Yogi Bhajan spent his last years there. It's an administrative center. But on the other side, some of you who I grew up every second Sunday went to Sunday school, and I heard about the scribes and the Pharisees. Those are the administrators of religious function. And we have our scribes and our Pharisees in New Mexico. And they scribe, they write very well. They compile stuff and they keep it secure. They're not messiahs. And I have no messiah complex either. But I'm talking about leadership. Leadership does not come necessarily, by definition, leadership does not come from administration. It's an executive function. It requires a different kind of personality. And it doesn't come from pencil pushers and bean counters. It's a different function. And we shouldn't necessarily look to it from New Mexico. Guru Nanak took his mission, which I would call the Kundalini Yoga mission. He taught Sadhana. And he raised people's awareness. He even taught the yogis in the mountains. And he traveled widely, and he settled in Kartarpur. That was his hometown. But his number one student who carried on the mission, he moved, which was a very smart thing to do, because people were getting very comfortable in Kartarpur, and he moved out and started another town. And then his disciple moved again. So complacency was challenged. Oh, I'm so cozy here, we got a nice house, we paid off the mortgage, and the Guru's going over there. Are we going to stay in our house, or are we going to follow the Guru? A lot of people stayed in their house, right? And same Guru Ramdas went to Amritsar and did the same thing again. Challenged people. And the time of Guru Gobind Singh, people went up to Anandpur Sahib. Long distance. Again, people were challenged. And are we attached to the earth? Are we attached to the past? Or are we going to move with the times? And after Anandpur Sahib, my God, went to South India. And when he passed, it went to everywhere. Another big challenge. So challenge comes. And we shouldn't be looking to administration to answer that. In Japji, we said, Panch Pradhan, we know that verse. And basically it says that the self-initiated, there's great honor in being self-initiated, and not waiting for other people to tell you what to do, and in not sneaking around and checking if anybody's watching whether you're doing sadhana or not. These people have their own caliber, and they administer their caliber, and God talks to those folks. And they stay out of the mental hospital unless they're teaching there. They do hear stuff, but it's not crazy stuff, usually. And sometimes they're able to offer worthwhile direction. And for what it's worth, I've done my prayers, and I've said this is just enough. It's 2020. We're far past 2013, and we're going to do something different. And we're going to try and see how it goes. But I think we need to grow, and I think we need to advance, and we can't pretend that it's 1993 or 2013 anymore. And I think we can do really, really well moving forward on this basis. So that's my talk. You can keep it, you can disseminate it. There's nothing that I'm feeling awkward or ashamed about or embarrassed about. It's going to ruffle some people's feathers if they hear it. That's fine. But sometimes bitter truth needs to be spoken, and this is 2020, and we need to move forward as a 3HO family, as a Khalsa Panth, or whatever we want to call ourselves. Satnam.